to call to order this meeting of the Desert Water Agency Board on November 21st, 2023. Just some housekeeping. I'm asking that anybody who is participating virtually to keep their microphones muted unless they are ready to speak during public comment. And also those of us that are in the room today to silence your electronic devices. And I will be calling on directors in roll call order for discussion and questions in the following order: Director Gracia, Director Bloomer, Secretary Treasurer McKenna, Vice President Bowman, and President Ortega. And all votes will be conducted via roll call vote. And with that, I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great. So, Assistant Secretary Baca, could you conduct the roll call?
Director Gracia,
Present.
Director Bloomer,
Present.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna's absence is noted. Vice President Bowman
Present.
and President Ortega.
Present. Thank you. Item 3, public comments on items not on the agenda. So this is an opportunity for members of the public who are attending in person or virtually to bring up an item to the board that has to do with the work of the water agency. We ask that you keep those comments to 3 minutes. Have we received, Assistant Secretary Baca, have we received any comments through mail or otherwise?
No comments have been received.
Thank you. So seeing no members of the public coming forward, we'll move to item 4. This would be public comments on items that are listed on today's agenda. And again, we ask that members of the public keep their comments to no more than 3 minutes. Seeing none, we move to item 5. That's the consent calendar. So we have 4 items on the consent calendar today. I'll ask each of the directors if they have something that they would like to pull for further discussion. Director Gracia?
Item 5A, the minutes for
Okay.
November 7th.
Okay. And Director Bloomer?
No items. Thank you.
And Vice President Bowman?
None from me.
Okay, great. So we'll start with discussion on item 5A. Did you have some questions?
During the reports, director's reports, I believe I left off one of my, which was the State of the City event that I attended, and I don't think I had that in my report. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So unless there's anything else, I'll look for a motion to accept the consent calendar items as presented.
Move item 5.
Thank you. For a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. So I have a first from Directors Gracia and a second from Director Bloomer. And may we have a roll call vote, please?
And that's for correction. That's to approve everything with the addition to
correction.
5. Okay. Director Gracia,
Aye.
Director Bloomer,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna's absence is noted. Vice President Bowman
Aye.
and President Ortega.
Aye. Thank you.
Motion passes 4-1.
So item 6, which is an action item A, request authorization for general manager to execute quick claim of the Whitewater Mutual Water Company and Palm Springs Water Company right-of-ways of APN 504-260-024. Assistant Manager Johnson, please.
Thank you, President Ortega, members of the board. If I can ask Secretary Baca, if you can scroll down to the map, I think it might be easier just to discuss this with the map in place. Oh, thank you. So the agency was contacted by the developer Gray One Del Mar LLC. They are the developer who are looking to develop most of all of these parcels between Via Olivera and Racket Club. And they are currently working with us on the sale of our three parcels, which are shown in gray. And those have actually just closed last week. And they are also purchasing some parcels that were owned by the city of Palm Springs. And one of those parcels is parcels with the APN number 504-260-024, shown in the red hatching. The title report upon purchasing this parcel from the city indicated that there were two right-of-ways over this parcel. One right-of-way was for the Whitewater Mutual Water Company, and the other was granted to the Palm Springs Water Company. It was for pipeline installations. Gray One Del Mar has asked the agency if we would quit claim those right-of-ways. Staff has reviewed this. Those right-of-ways are no value for us. So therefore, at this time, we are asking that the Board of Directors authorize the general manager to sign the quit claims for both the Whitewater Mutual Water Company and the Palm Springs Water Company right-of-ways over the parcel 504-260-024.
Thank you. Director Grasha, do you have any questions for Mr. Johnson?
Do you know offhand how far back that right of way goes?
1928.
That's what I figured, the 20s. That was when they just ran the pipe the closest, quickest, fastest way, and probably were no lot lines involved at the time.
Probably one was from Thomas O'Donnell
Right.
and his wife. So that's how far back it goes.
Mhm.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Bloomer,
No questions.
Vice President Bowman.
None from me.
Okay, and none from me. So I'll look for a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
So move.
Thank you. And I'll look for a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Director Grasha with a first and Director Bloomer with a second. And may we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Grasha,
Aye.
Director Bloomer,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna's absence is noted. Vice President Bowman
Aye.
and President Ortega.
Aye. Thank you. Item 7 will be the general manager's report. Again, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, President Ortega. So the first item listed here is our well 25 bar gate installation. So last year, local community leaders in that area approached the agency and asked if we would invest in improving the appearance of that well site. This well site is located at 34th and Marguerite, which is just to the east of us by the Dinosaur Bridge. They were constructing a new development in that area, and this well site had a chain link fence with barbed wire on top, and asked if we could improve it to spruce it up. At the time, the board agreed, and there were two items that the board agreed for staff to do. One was to plant some shrubs along the chain link fence to cover the fence. And the other was to install some new gates to match local architecture that's in that area. Several delays have occurred because of material issues, but we have finally now, a Red Hawk Fence Company was able to install those gates, and they look very nice, and hopefully the neighborhood community leaders are pleased with the results of that. The next item is our public tour, which occurred on November 8th. I did attend that. I know Director Grasha and President Ortega were also present during the tours. It was great turnout. We've had a lot of positive feedback from the participants. They appreciated the information that was handed out. So that was something new that staff did. And the poster boards that were present. Several pictures here show participants enjoying Snow Creek. We looked at the facilities at the intake. We also looked at the filtration plant at Snow Creek. Then we went over to the whitewater hydro facilities and then up to Mission Creek spreading basins. So, and one other note, the next public tour will be held in spring of 2024, which will include visits to well sites or reservoir sites in our recycling water plant, to include the lab. And then in January, we also are hosting a special tour and luncheon with Aqua Region 9 members. And that's on January 26th. And that will include a tour to Snow Creek. And the Aqua 9 board will also hold their board meeting here at the agency boardroom. And just some photos. There's Ryan Mulhook and David Tate and Gerardo. Some agency staff members there, and that's on the intake there looking out on the valley. So, next item is our Thanksgiving holiday. Offices will be closed Thursday and Friday of this week. So hopefully everyone will enjoy a nice holiday with some turkey. Or some people eat ham. I know my dad likes ham. He likes ham. All right. Human resource meetings and activities, Ms. Hopping. Is there anything here that
I got asked to speak at Palm Springs High School this last week, and then I'm going to be speaking on the 1st of December at Desert Hot Springs High School about careers in water, specifically at Desert Water Agency, obviously, because I want to get people while I can. The kids, they're all seniors, so they're about to enter the workforce. So they really appreciated the information. I handed out rubber duckies, which always helps get them excited. And it was nice to get the word out about careers and also about how to prepare for an interview, because kids don't always think like that everything's online now, for instance, and they never check their email. So they might not know that they got invited to interview. So I kind of gave some tips and tricks of that nature there. So that went over really well. And then the other one is the HIRA, which is the Professionals in Human Resources Association. It's our local chapter, and of the national chapter of SHRM, which is the National Society for Human Resources, our group. And I haven't been able to attend that for a while because of my United Way board meetings, but now United Way is merged within SoCal United Way. So I was able to attend that meeting for the first time in a while, and it was a really good legal update and talking about how to update the handbook and, of course, all the new legislation coming in effective January 1. So I had some good meetings this month.
Ready? Thank you, Ms. Hopping, on that report. The next item is our system leak data report. So over the past 2 weeks, we had 27 leaks. 3 of these streets are in the process of the planned replacement pipeline for the 2021-2022. There were a couple leaks on some larger mains, one on Palm Canyon Drive and Camino Real, which is not typical. But hopefully, as far as the 3 mains that are shown here that are going to be replaced, if we can get that project going and get new ductile iron pipe in the ground. And the next item is our general manager's meetings, activities, just some of the highlights. As I said, I had participated in the facility tour. General Manager Kraus did go up to Sacramento for a DCP partnering session on the 8th. We had a couple tribal mediation meetings, one on the 13th and one on the 20th, which was yesterday. And we had some staff training here at the agency, some crisis communication training, and an active shooter training, which staff participated in that. And then just our activities listed here are just ongoing activities that management is working on. And that concludes the report.
Thank you. Director Grasha, do you have some questions?
Just to point out what an excellent job the staff did on the tour. I wish we could make it mandatory for everyone in our district. I wish we could fit them all on the bus, but I know the possibility of that. But it was an excellent tour. I went on the afternoon tour, so I don't know if when you were there, but thank you for all the work. I know they put extra hard work in that, and so I don't know if you can keep that up through from here on out. But excellent work. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Grasha. I will let the staff know that.
Director Bloomer
No questions.
and Vice
Thank you.
President Bowman.
None from me.
Okay, thank you. And I don't have any additional questions or comments, so we can now move to item 8, which would be director's reports on meetings and events attended on behalf of the agency. And Director Grasha, will start with you.
I had a couple or one, I think. Let's see how close I am to. So on November 8th was the date of the tour, Snow Creek, Whitewater Mission Creek. I attended that, of course, and then the CWD board meeting in Palm Desert on November 14th. Also on November 16th was the Desert Hot Springs State of the City luncheon. And they did a really fine job putting that on. Scott puts on a great show. And that's it. Today's board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bloomer.
So I attended the NWRA Annual Conference and Leadership Forum, and that was November 7th through the 10th, and they had very good attendance in San Antonio. There were a lot of Colorado River users there, as well from Arizona and Colorado. So it was good to catch up with them, and they all let me know that they're keeping an eye on our tribal lawsuit and how that might impact them as well. The Bureau of Reclamation was there and spoke. They also did a really good panel on PFAS and PFOA and pending legislation that's going to come down with those federal limits and state limits. Let's see what else. I think that those were kind of the highlights. They had good representation from U.S. Army Corps of Engineers as well. So we got an update from them. And then I also, we had a tribal mediation meeting on November 8th that I attended via Zoom. And I also attended the Desert Hot Springs State of the City on November 16th last week. And also I thought they did a really good job giving an overview and an update of what's happening up there. So, and then that's it.
Thank you. Vice President Bowman.
I also attended on the 8th, the tribal conference or lawsuit meeting. It was neat that you could zoom in, that really was good. Then I also attended the State of the City for Desert Hot Springs on the 16th. Having lived in the town for 20 years, I've probably been to 10 of these over the 20 years. I have to say this was the best. The presentation by Mayor Mattis was crisp. He had a lot of data and he went through it really well. And the attendance, not only from people in the city, but from people outside the city was was great. It was a wonderful meeting and everybody was enthused and encouraged about the state of Desert Hot Springs.
Thank you. So I attended the morning tour of the public water tour. And again, I would echo what Director Gracia said. It was excellent. And I think people were quite enthusiastic and happy to see something that they can't normally get a chance to see. That was the second time I've been up to the intake, and it was just as amazing this time as it was last time, although considerably cooler. It's quite chilly up there, but it was a great part of the tour. And I got a lot of positive feedback from constituents who were able to attend that morning and also in the afternoon. And then I had planned on attending the Desert Hot Springs State of the City meeting, but had really come down with quite a terrible headache. So I'm glad we had such great representation there. To have at least 3 of our board members there, I think that says a lot, and I'm glad to see that. And with that, I will move on to the director's comments and requests, item number 9. Start with Director Gracia.
I have no comments and no requests. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Bloomer.
No comments or requests. Thank you.
None from me.
Okay, and I don't have any additional requests or comments. So with that, it looks like we can proceed to our closed session. For those members of the public who have been attending this morning, thank you very much for being here. We wish you a happy Thanksgiving holiday, and we will be going into closed session at 8:30 in the boardroom, and then we will come back to report any action that might have taken. So we're back in open session, and I think we do have something to act upon based on advice from our legal counsel.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board, in closed session, the board discussed a pending case which has been filed by Deborah Duncan against the city of Palm Springs and Desert Water Agency. It's a slip and fall case with alleged personal injuries. The case has already been filed. The agency is represented by an attorney named Mr. Wendelstein, I think his name is, appointed by the agency's insurer, Aqua JPIA. The city of Palm Springs has filed a claim against Desert Water Agency seeking indemnity. The recommendation from Mr. Wendelstein is to deny that claim. That would allow the city to cross-complain against the agency in court seeking indemnity. They cannot do that until a claim has been submitted and denied. And so the recommendation from your legal counsel is to deny the claim for indemnity that the city of Palm Springs has filed with Desert Water Agency.
Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
I move we approve council's recommendation.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. And we're ready for a roll call vote, please.
Director Gracia,
Aye.
Director Bloomer,
Aye.
and Secretary McKenna's absence is noted. Vice President Bowman
Aye.
and President Ortega.
Aye,
Motion passes.
thank you. And with that, we can adjourn the meeting. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see everybody in a couple of weeks.